That is the SNP's Ivan McKee. Morning to you.
Good morning.
So what do you make of Murdo Fraser's claims then that you're wasting an opportunity, particularly an economic one?
Well, I think you're quite correct to highlight to Murdo the reality of the numbers in the KPMG report. They talk about a 0.1% improvement on GDP, and Murdo Fraser actually said that was half of Scottish growth. Murdo fails to understand the way percentages work. That's 0.1% over the whole period from now to 2062. It's a one-off hit. It's not an annual increase, which is what he was trying to compare it to. So you're correct to say it's a very small percentage of the total Scottish economy, and in economic terms, it's not something that makes sense. It isn't going to be the panacea in the vast job creation that the Tories are trying to point out.
And have you seen evidence, as he claims to have, of other more substantial economic benefits in other reports?
Well, he's talking about the 2014 report. The 2014 report was very clear. It didn't make any recommendations. It said there could be a potential, but further work had to be done. And what the Scottish Government did then was commission the KPMG report that actually put hard and fast numbers down. And the 2014 report also highlighted potential technical risks that could lead to water contamination, public health and seismicity, which in common day languages, earthquakes, and there was evidence of that when fracking was done.
Well, it said the felt earthquakes the risk of that was very small.
Sure, but there was evidence of that happening in Blackpool, in the north of England, which led to issues down there. So they looked at that, they highlighted what potentially could be upsides and downsides. As I say, they said there could be economic benefits, there could be health and environmental risks. The Scottish Government then, as they should as a responsible government, then commissioned further work in the KPMG report, as you correctly identified, showed that the economic benefits to Scotland were very, very small. And I think another point you've got to remember to balance that out is that, I mean, a big part of Scotland's economy is its natural environment, and you've already had somebody on this morning talking about national parks and the tourism industry. You've had somebody on talking about our food and drink sector, and particularly gin. All of those rely on the image of Scotland internationally as being a pure environment, pure water source and pure ingredients.
Is there a hypocrisy here, though? The last thing you want to do is to be doing something like fracking that's going to destroy that image internationally. Those industries are 100 times bigger than fracking potentially ever could be. That's what's important to Scotland's economy. All right, let me just ask you about this issue of sheer hypocrisy, as Murdo Fraser put it, that you're willing to allow companies in Scotland to import shale gas from elsewhere in the world and to burn it here and process it here, but you just don't want it to actually be extracted in Scotland.
Well, as you correctly said, the Scottish Government's only got control over what happens in Scotland. We've taken an assessment based on the geology in Scotland, where the population centres are in Scotland, public opinion in Scotland, and factors that I've mentioned, like the other parts of Scotland's economy that rely very heavily on our international reputation for purity of ingredients.
Have you been swayed by public opinion, by voters?
Well, public opinion is a factor, of course it is, but all of those factors have been taken into account. And if other countries have got different geology, there's a recent report from Harriet Watt that highlighted that the geology in Scotland for fracking is extremely difficult because of things that happened 50 million years ago. So that makes it very difficult. There could be other parts of the world where, for whatever reason, they've decided that it makes sense for them to do that. But in Scotland, because of the geology, because of the population centres that are where the fracking is in the central belt, and because of other factors to do with the economy I've highlighted,
and it's
it
a
doesn't
no
make
from them.
sense
Okay,
in Scotland.
We'll have to leave it there. Ivan McKee, thank you very much for your time this morning. 18 minutes past 8.